What's up, y'all? It's me, the Angel of Love. And I'm also the Oracle, and I'm here with another message. Now, this is about Oracle experiences. Why? Because those things are real and we need to talk about them. And I've been wanting to talk about these for so long, so it's nice to be able to have a place to share and express. Please connect with me if you're interested in chatting more about this. Now, this experience that I'm talking about, like, this is for my oracles. So this means you have like channel experiences, the prophetic gifting, clairaudience, like these kinds of things. Now, the energy is so interesting because sometimes this is a very specific instance where there's kind of this automatic channel, meaning you're automatically channeling energy because energy is constantly coming in towards us. And the way we experience it, and you may experience it differently, so let me know, but like the way we experience it is that it's coming in and we're interpreting all these codes. And in specific moments where we're open to that thread of energy and we're sharing something, that energy just spills out, right? You're just in the flow, you're channeling, you're doing it. Now you might just be in the house. This is how it happens for me. I'll just be in the house, like talking to God, talking to my guides, like the whole team is involved. We're chit-chatting. We're orchestrating this like understanding of this conceptual map of what's going on with me, my life, like my relationships, the people in my life, things like that. So we're just reflecting, we're just powwow, right? And in the middle of a powwow, I'll get the answer. This is the ask and you shall receive part of our gift, right? The energy is, everyone has this in this way, like energy is always coming towards you. And if you ask, you shall receive. You will get an answer. Now, it's not always the answer you want or in a way that you expect. But a lot of us who work with these energies, we understand that it'll spill out. So I'll be doing the dishes, talking to my guides, and I'll be like, oh, like, we'll use relationships as an example. I'll be like, oh, I do wonder how he's feeling, right? It's kind of embarrassing to share this because, like, obviously we all ask about relationships and stuff, but I don't know. Anyway, so I'll ask, like, oh, how is he feeling? And I'm looking away because I don't want to get distracted. So I'm just, like, letting the energy come in. So that's why I'm kind of looking off to the side. And my cat, Prince, is here, so she's wanting attention too. So I'm just trying to, like, stay focused. So yeah, I wonder how he's feeling. As I'm asking, the energy will come in as his first person experience. Meaning like the words I say in response are a different energy, and they're definitely not my own words. Let's say he says, oh yeah, she's amazing. I just don't know what to do. And then I'll also hear and say, well, that's weird. Why don't you talk to her? Like something like that. Something along those lines where I'm hearing a conversation that has happened with this person. So if that happens for you, you're receiving the messages and you can feel into that energy and say, okay, how recent was that? Like there is information tied to that thread. The words are kind of like a cord or an anchor or like a button on the end of a thread, right? So this is the information that you can then trace and figure out, oh, like with that energy, what was coming up? It seemed like maybe a spring energy. It seemed like they said it a month ago. It seemed like they said it last week. It seems like they're saying it like right now, like in the very immediate few days, week kind of experience. Or you can feel if it's like future energy. You can also feel if their heart is like attached to that. Like they feel maybe a little depressed about it, and that's something that has been a through line for them. Or if they're just kind of chatting with a friend trying to get advice, like you can feel all of that from that little bit because the energy's coming in, the message comes through, and we're working with our soulmates a lot of time, or with like collective energies. All of this stuff is help oh, I see, I switched it. Help to men us was meant to help us grow. So all of these energies are meant to help us grow. So we're working with supportive energies. If you're working with the light, if you're a light worker, like this is part of it. So your understanding is helping you take your next steps. It's not to be clung to or to like continually like dig into and to continually pull on this thread. Like, sure, if you're like, oh, I just kind of want to understand and it's aligned, like you'll get the answer, right? And you'll get the answer, it'll pour through. Now, back to like the experience of it all. The way it sounds is sometimes like me. Sometimes it'll sound like me. Sometimes it'll kind of sound like deeper if I'm talking, if I'm pulling up like a masculine energy, or like it's just a little deeper. You know how like Spanish speakers who are like that's their first tongue, when they speak Spanish, their tone is like a little bit more dense and deep and round as opposed to their English speaking voice. The voices kind of fluctuate based on what's the energy is coming through. And the way I naturally speak shifts just ever so slightly, enough so that you can feel it. You can feel it's not you, but like if you're curious, like yes, there are some tonal differences. So yeah, this is a very like automatic channeling experience that happens. And it's in response to questions we have, in response to reflective energies. And it's so cool because you don't really have to like think too hard. You don't have to sift and sort through all this stuff. You don't have to outsource your questions. This is a real way to process your own gifts and be like, oh, okay, I can just ask. And then the energy will come in. Sometimes I'll hear like my mom, or sometimes I'll hear my grandmother, and my grandmother has passed. So, and I don't usually work with past energies. I typically only work with like higher self energies. So it's interesting, and I'm glad I have my grandma. But it's interesting to kind of hear her take on things. And it just sounds so different. Everything is so clear in like, oh, it's definitely not me. Like, I know it's not my energy. So if you're feeling confused about that, you can ask for more clarity. You can always start to pay attention to how it comes in. So this is more for the clairaudient kind of folks, if you feel like that's the way it goes for you. Directionally, things will come in. So maybe, you know, your mom might come in from like let's say we're looking at a clock and this is 12 straight ahead. Your mom might come in from like your 2 o'clock, like someone that's relational, or someone else might come in from like your 7. So like, just notice how things come in and tones and things like that. But the information is there, I promise you. Yeah, that's really it. It's such a fun, I always love when it happens because I'm like, oh, that's great. Like, I love that people are, you know, that the wait time is over. We're not waiting for like answers. Like, they are coming in so fast. Like, by the time you've asked the question, the answer is here. And so it's just really fun to lean into that gift. So if you do have this gift, like, lean into it. It'll help you stay more clear and more sure of yourself and more trusting of your purpose and your power. And it'll help you access your like limitless nature because you're so open and willing to receive in these like miraculous ways, right? You're interpreting the energy, you're using it. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to share and like talk about that. And I could talk about this all day. So like, very specific point. If you have questions, like I said, let me know. I would love to chat more about it. But yeah, that's it. I hope you have a wonderful like day, night, evening, beautiful time with family or whatever you're doing as you're listening to this or as you're continuing your day. And yes, please help my channel. So I do want to grow. I want to be able to go live and like chat more about this stuff with you guys. And yeah, talk about these experiences and share and engage with them and develop ourselves. So it's time. It's time to like interpret and apply. And that's one thing I do really well. So I can definitely help you with that if you're interested. But other than that, yeah, I just wanted to chat. So I'll talk to you soon. I love you. Bye.